Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in today. My name is Erica and this is Core Yoga. If you haven't joined me before, this class is styled much like a vinyasa style class where we tie movement in with our breath. However, there's a focus on core exercises using yoga exercises as well as common traditional core work like crunches. I want to point out that at any time during the practice, please modify so that you're practicing safe in your body. Always listen to your body, the most important thing in any practice. And if you have any existing medical conditions, make sure you check with the doctor before you start any exercise regimen. Today, we're going to get started in a seated position. So go ahead and take a comfortable seated position. If you guys would take it at the top of your mat, I'm just going to turn this way so you can see me a little better. Maybe just put some movement in your body, get out any jitters, take a few deep breaths or two, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and try to settle into some stillness, sitting up nice and tall. Take your right hand to your left shoulder, give a gentle pressure, pressing the shoulder down towards the floor, and let the head fall over to the opposite side. Getting a nice stretch along the side of the neck. Keep taking nice full breaths. Maybe chin rolls down to the center of the chest and back over to the shoulder a few times. Then lift the head through center and switch sides. So left hand to right shoulder, give a little pressure. Putting some movement in the neck if you did so on the opposite side. And coming back to center, hands at your sides. Bring your right arm up to the ceiling. With your left hand, pointer finger and the thumb, wrap around the wrist. Give a nice little tug, extending right arm to the ceiling, and find a tiny bit of a side bend so we get a nice long stretch along the right side of the body. Keep your chin lifted from your chest and your belly drawing in. Let's switch sides. So with the right hand, you wrap around the left wrist. Give a little tug and find a side bend. Chin lifts from the chest. And gently place your hands down by your sides. Bring hands to knees and round the spine, dropping chin to chest, holding here. Then lifting and arching the chest and the spine, gazing up towards the ceiling, holding here. Use your next exhale to round the spine, chin to chest. And use the inhale to lift and arch. One more time, exhaling to round. Inhaling to lift. Then relax back to a neutral spine. Plant your feet on the mat, so knees are bent facing up towards the ceiling. Place your hands on the back of your thighs. One vertebrae at a time, we're going to roll down until we're flat on our back. Draw your belly in towards the spine, nice and slow, so we're engaging the core, asking it to wake up. And relax with back flat to the floor. Draw the right knee in towards the chest and extend the leg up to the ceiling, holding on to the back side of the leg for a little support. Left knee is still bent, foot to mat. Try pointing and flexing the right foot back and forth, getting a nice stretch on the back and front side of the leg. Maybe make some circles with the ankles, making sure to go both directions if you do. Then gently release the right leg, placing foot back to the mat. Left knee draws in towards the chest, extend the leg up to the ceiling. Same thing. Point and flex a few times. And make some ankle circles. Both directions. Release and place the foot to the mat. Draw both knees in towards the chest, pulling the thighs close to body, and just hold for a few breaths here, feet side to side. Getting a nice stretch in the low back. Keep the legs where they're at, but place your arms at shoulder height, palms face up. Nice and slow, and just a few inches at a time, we're going to let the knees fall to the right side of the body. Slowly draw them back to center and let them fall over to the left, just a few inches. And we're going to stick with this for about another 20 seconds or so. So keep moving at your own pace, making sure that the belly's drawing down towards the floor. And you don't want to upset the low back, so we want nice, slow movements, just a few inches at a time, just enough to feel your core working to keep the legs hovering. Just warming up the core here. And find some stillness with knees back at the center of the chest. Place your hands on the back of your thighs and start to rock forwards and backwards. Try to rock down the length of the spine until you gain enough momentum so you rock yourself back into a seated position. From here, come into tabletop on your hands and your knees, wrists stacked under shoulders and knees stacked underneath the hips. With your right hand, go ahead and flip it so the top of your hand is now on the mat. Then flip it back so palms face down. Do that a few times with the right hand, just giving a little stretch to the wrist. We do a lot of planks in this class, so we want to warm up our wrists a little bit. Do the same thing with the left hand. Top of the hand to the mat, palm to the mat. And then settle into a tabletop position. Make sure fingers are spread nice and wide. You're lifting out of the shoulders. Belly draws in. Extend the right leg behind you, pointing through toes, heel in line with hip. Today we're going to take the knee bent, so toes face up towards the ceiling. It's going to cause us to engage our glute just a little bit more. Lift up to the fingertips. And as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest, draw belly in, round the spine, and then come back to start with knee in line with the hip. Exhale to crunch one more time, knee to chest, round the spine, lift that knee high, inhale. Exhale, last time, holding here, but not holding the breath. Keep that knee lifting nice and high as you can, and step the foot through into a lunge position. As you draw the breath in through the nose, lift right arm up to ceiling. Draw the belly back to the spine. Exhale out the mouth, hand down to the floor. Nice and slow. Deep breath in through the nose to lift the arm and draw belly in. Exhale out the mouth, hand comes down. Last time, inhale, arm up. Exhale to release. Extend the right leg behind you, pointing through the toes. Straighten the leg nice and long and return to tabletop. Left leg extends. Bend the knee and engage the glute. Use your exhale to crunch. Draw the belly in, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, last time. Draw that knee in, hold it here, don't hold the breath. Keep the knee lifting high, we're holding, and step the foot through to lunge. Draw the breath in through the nose, left arm up and belly in. Exhale, hand down. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Last time, nice deep breath. And breath out. Extend that left leg behind you, pointing through the toes, legs straight. And return to tabletop with hands flat to mat. Round the spine into cat pose, tuck chin to chest, draw belly in. And lift and arch to cow, letting the belly hang slack, gaze up to the ceiling. One more time, rounding the spine. And lift and arch. Settle into child's pose, hips to the heels, arms extended down the length of the mat, forehead to mat. Keep the toes touching, but separate the knees to make some space for your belly. And we'll finish our warm-up here in a rest period. Take advantage of these last moments of stillness before we kick things up a notch. And just focus on your breath. As always, if you're uncomfortable in child's pose for any reason, return to tabletop. Bring elbows down. Let the head hang into puppy pose. Make these last few breaths in child's pose nice and deep. Use the space on the back side of your body to deepen your breath. And slowly make your way back to a tabletop position. Lift up to the fingertips. Extend the left leg behind you, bend the knee, and pause here. If you want to make your crunches a little more difficult today, try taking them with hands flat to the mat. It's up to you, totally optional. Give me an exhale and a crunch, draw the belly in, and step the foot through to lunge. Tuck the right toes onto the mat and lift that knee into the air. Step the right foot up to meet the left into half lift, flattening the back, hands to shins. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lower to forward folds, bend the knees, drop belly to thighs, let arms and head hang heavy, and take a breath or two here. It's important in forward fold that our belly stays nice and close to our thighs to protect our low back. So if your belly is really far from the thighs, bend the knees and drop the belly down. One vertebrae at a time, we'll round our spines up to a standing position. Keep your chin tucked to your chest until your spine makes it upright. Stand nice and tall at the top of your mat, shoulders drop down the back. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. So now we're gonna start to get into things and hopefully have a little bit of fun. So before we jump into the flow, I'm gonna demo our plank sequence for the week. We have a different sequence every week, and I'm gonna demo it the first time through so that we can make our flow a little more fluid. So just watch me the first time. We're gonna start in a plank position today. Fingers spread nice and wide, wrists under shoulders, heel in line with hips, in line with shoulders. Belly is nice and active. We're gonna hold here, 2, 3, 4, and find low plank or forearm plank. 2, 3, 4. Still check your alignment. Heel in line with hips, in line with shoulders. Back to high plank. 2, 3, 4, and low plank. 2, 3, 4. We'll hold for another 5 seconds here and drop to belly. We'll take it from there. So we go high plank, low plank, high plank, low plank, hold for 5, and drop to belly. If that is a little difficult to you, you're more than welcome to just hold either high plank or forearm plank steady rather than moving back and forth. And feel free to drop your knees to the mat and take a break at any time if you feel the need. So now let's tie this into some modified sun salutations. Go ahead and stay at the top of your mat with your feet hips-width distance apart. Stand nice and tall with intention at the top of your mat. Take a breath or two here. Bring the arms out at your sides and up overhead, gaze up to the ceiling. Lower to forward fold, bend the knees, drop the belly to your thighs. Rise to half lift, flatten your back. Step back into a plank position. And we'll hold here, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, high plank, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, let go to the mat. Place hand under shoulders, elbows up to the ceiling and legs together. Lift the chest to baby cobra, using the strength of your low back. Don't press into your hands. Now press to child's, hips to heels. Take just a breath or two here. And come back to tabletop on the hands and the knees. Right knee lifts. We're doing our crunches with our knees bent, right? Lift up to the fingertips if you want some ease. Exhale to crunch, knee to chest, and step the foot through into lunge. Left knee comes off the mat. Step up to half lift, flatten the back. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. One vertebrae at a time, we'll rise to a standing position. That was one sun salutation. We're going for 3. Slowly lift the arms overhead. And slowly lower to forward fold, belly comes down. Rise half lift, flatten your back, and step into plank. Holding here, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, high plank, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, hold here for 5. And release. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Inhale to lift the chest, baby cobra, and exhale to child's, hips to heels. Breath or two here. Slowly rise to a tabletop position. Kick the left knee up, tighten the glute. And give me a crunch, knee to chest, round that spine, step the foot through to lunge. Right knee lifts off the mat, and step up to half lift as you inhale, flatten the back. Exhale to forward fold, belly to thighs, and slowly rise to standing. Nice and slow, take your time. Last time through, deep breath in and arms overhead. Exhale to forward fold, belly to thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale as you find your plank position and resume your normal breathing pattern. Holding here, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, high plank, 2, 3, 4, low plank, 2, 3, 4, hold here. If you want to amp it up, try hip dips. Fall side to side, rocking over on the toes. It's totally optional. Lower down to the belly. Lift the chest as you inhale. Exhale to child's. No rest this time. We're picking up our heart rate, so rise right back to tabletop. Kick the right knee up. Give me a crunch, knee to chest. And step the foot through to lunge. Step up to half lift, flattening the back. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. And rise to standing nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time. Lifting the arms overhead. Keeping the core nice and active, we're gonna sway side to side. As you sway, the belly is drawing back to the spine. Hips are pointing out to one side of the room. On your next exhale, find forward fold, belly comes to thighs. Inhale, half lift, flatten the back, and step back into a plank position. Then drop the knees to tabletop. So we're on hands and knees. Kick the right knee up. Exhale to crunch, knee to chest. Inhale, kick the knee up. Exhale. Last time, kick the knee up. And exhale, hold here, don't hold the breath. Keep that knee nice and high and step the foot through into lunge. Lift up to the fingertips if you're not there already. Let's give ourselves a little bit of ease. Tuck the left toes onto the mat and lift that knee into the air. Draw the belly in and send the chest forward. Gaze is forward. Right knee stays stacked right over the ankle. Bring hands to thighs and extend arms overhead into Anjaneyasana. Open into 5-pointed star, so turn to face the left side of your mat, placing your feet flat to the mat and lowering your arms to shoulder height. Make sure feet are facing forward. We'll reach to the front of the mat and take a side bend, left arm up to the ceiling. Gaze is up towards the upraised hand. Try not to use your right hand to keep yourself up. Instead, use your core. Right hand is free. Rising back up, arms at shoulder height. Reach to the back of the mat, find that side bend, gaze up to the ceiling. Slowly lift up, turn the right foot forward, and bend the knee into warrior two, so knee stacks right over the ankle. Make sure you're not reaching forward, instead you're reaching tall towards the ceiling. Hips and shoulders facing the left edge of the mat. Windmill the arms down into lunge, left heel lifts off the mat. Step back into plank. Holding here, 2, 3, 4. Low plank, 2, 3, 4. High plank, 2, 3, 4. Low plank, 2, 3, 4. Holding here, hip dips are optional. Then lower down to the belly. Inhale to lift the chest, baby cobra. And exhale to child's, hips to heels. Here's where your break comes. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Rest your forehead on the mat. Focus on the breath. Slowly rise to a tabletop position. Kick your right knee up. Give me a crunch, knee to chest, and step the foot through into lunge. Step up to half lift, back is flat. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. And slowly round the spine up to standing. Once you make it up, lift the arms overhead. Engage the core, belly back to the spine. And gently sway side to side. Keep that core active. And lower to forward fold, belly comes down. Rise to half lift. step back into plank and drop the knees to tabletop. Kick the left knee up and give me a crunch, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale. Last time. Give me a crunch, holding here. Don't hold the breath. Keep that knee high and step the foot through into lunge. Lift up to the fingertips and step the right knee up. Send the chest forward, draw belly in. Bring hands to thighs, extend arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. Left knee stays stacked right over that ankle. And open up into 5-pointed star, facing the right side of your mat. Feet flat, arms at shoulder height. Reach to the front of your mat, take a side bend, right arm up, gaze is up. Keep that belly active. Slowly rise to standing. Reach to the back of the mat, left arm up. Holding here. We're almost done with our standing sequence. We're doing great. And we're rising back up. Left foot turns forward. Bend the knee into warrior two, stacking knee right over ankle. Standing tall towards the ceiling. Windmill arms into lunge, right heel lifts off the mat. Step back into plank. Holding here, 2, 3, 4. Low plank, 2, 3, 4. High plank. Low plank. And we're holding for 5. Hip dips are optional. Lower all the way down, let go. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale to child's. Take your rest here, forehead to mat. Focus on the breath. Slowly find your tabletop position. Kick the left knee up and give me a crunch, knee to chest. Step the foot through into lunge. Step up to half lift, back is flat. Lower to fold, belly to thighs. And slowly rise to standing. Once you make it to the top, let your arms hang by your sides. Stand nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're going to take a little bit of balance and add some core work in. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see me, but you guys stay facing the top of your mat. Take a nice wide stance with your feet. And I'm going to demo the first time through, so just watch me this first time. We'll start with feet facing forward and arms up overhead. I'm going to shift the weight into my left leg and bring my right knee up towards my chest down towards my knee, bending the elbows, and back to start. We're looking for nice slow movements, but I know all of our balance isn't the most amazing, so it's okay if you find that you're wobbly, don't sweat it. Try to take nice deep breaths and move as slowly and fluidly as you can, whatever that means to you. We're going to take 5 on each side and then switch to the next. So start with your arms overhead. We're going to start with our left leg as our standing leg. Try not to lock out that joint, tiny micro bend, so we're using the muscles in our legs rather than relying on the joint to hold us up. Arms overhead. Lean over, switching all the way to the left leg, and give me a crunch. Right knee to chest, chest to knee. Back to start. Use your exhale to crunch, knee to chest. This is 2. Inhale. Here's 3. 4. And 5. We're going to switch sides. Take a breath or 2 here. Get your balance. We're We're gonna shift all the weight into the right leg this time. Nice deep breath in. Use your exhale to crunch, knee to chest. Here's 2. 3. 4. And 5. Lower your arms down by your sides and step your feet together at the top of your mat. Give me a nice deep breath in, lift the arms overhead. And exhale to forward folds, belly to thighs. We'll take a few breaths here. Keep that belly nice and close to the thighs. Keep the hips actively reaching towards the ceiling and belly drawing in. Gently sway side to side. Maybe shake your head yes and no a few times. And then slower than you did the rest of the times in class, we'll round our spine up to a standing position. Nice and slow, slow it down. Remember that chin comes up from the chest last. Stand nice and tall. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Drop chin to chest. Close the eyes. And take a few breaths here, just being present in your body. Take note of how you feel, starting at the top of your head, moving all the way down. Shoulders, chest, belly, hips. How does your body feel? Thighs, knees, calves, to feet. Keep the eyes closed, but lift chin from chest and lower hands down by your sides. Eyes remained closed. Deep breath in through the nose to lift the arms overhead. Exhale out the mouth, finding fold. Try to keep the eyes closed as belly comes down to thighs. Inhale to half lift, flattening the back. Stepping back into your plank position, eyes can open. Here's our last set of plank work for the class. You guys got it. Holding here, 2, 3, 4, forearm plank. 2, 3, 4. High plank, last one. 3, 4, low plank, last one. Holding here, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna add another 5 seconds. 5. You can always lower down early if you need to. Try not to hold your breath. And release. Arms come along the sides of the body, palms face up. Turn your head to one side so you can rest on your cheek. Bring your toes together, but let the heels fall out. And just hang heavy onto the floor. Let go. You put a lot of work in your body so far. We're almost done. Close the eyes if that feels good to you. And try to wiggle the shoulders away from the ears. Take a much needed break. Relax your brow and unclench your jaw. Nice and slowly turn your head to the opposite side. Bring your chin to the mat. Place hands underneath the shoulders. And press to child's pose. Taking a rounded child's pose this time. Arms along the sides of the body, palms face up. Forehead to mat. Let the shoulders roll down towards the floor. Take a few breaths here, getting a nice long stretch on the spine. Stretch in the hips. A nice calming posture. Nice and slow, start to rise up to a seated position and swing the legs around front so they're down the length of your mat. Feet flexed. We're going to put a little more work in our spines. Start by lifting the arms overhead. Drop chin to chest. Then round the spine into a rounded back stretch, placing hands to knees and elbows out to either side of the room. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Focus on the breath. Trying to bring the breath to the space you feel the most sensation. The muscles always feel much tighter for me in the morning. If you've been practicing with me for a while, maybe you notice different times of the day, your body feels a little different. And that's okay. Take another deep breath or two here. Slowly start to lift the spine upright. Place hands on either sides of your hips to help find some length through the spine before relaxing back to neutral. Bend the right knee, placing foot to mat. Left arm holds on to the bent knee. And we'll open into spinal twist, placing the right hand behind us and gazing to the back of the room. From the crown of your head, stretch nice and tall towards the ceiling, draw the belly in. Slowly unwind, returning to center, and straighten the leg. Left knee bends, right arm holds on, open the twist. Slowly unwind, straighten the leg. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat if you're not already there. Both knees should be bent, feet to the mat. We're going to lean back, resting on our forearms. Fingertips are facing towards the toes. And we're going to draw both knees in so they're in line with the hips. We're going to take a little bit of core work here. Extend just the right leg long down towards the mat. Then draw right knee back into chest. Left leg extends onto the mat, point through the toes, heel hovers. Draw the knee in. That's 1. We're going to go for 5. Right leg extends, knee in. Left leg extends, 2. Here's 3. Left leg. 4. Left leg. Last one, right leg extends. Left leg. Place both feet to the mat and sit up so that you can hold on to the back of your thigh. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen the spine, drop shoulders down the back. One vertebrae at a time, we're gonna roll down until we're flat on our back, nice and controlled, belly draws in until we're flat. Knees are still bent, feet are on the mat. Place your hands behind your head, interlacing your fingers. We're going to take some pulsing crunches here. So we're not going to take a nice full crunch as much as we can. We're just going to lift the shoulders a little bit and we're going to pulse just like this. So just watch me this first time. Notice how I don't want to tuck my chin in towards my chest. Chin stays lifted, elbows stay out at the sides, and we pulse. We're going to do that about 20 times. Take a few breaths here, flat on your back. Lift the shoulders to pulse for 1, 2, 3. Keep it going. Chin stays lifted. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Relax, flat on your back. Place your arms wide at your sides in a T shape. Straighten your legs onto the mat. Bring your arms overhead. Give me a nice long stretch. And then lower your arms down by your side. Bring the bottoms of the feet together into a reclined Baddha Konasana. So bottoms of feet together and knees open up. If you feel too much sensation in the hips, lower your heels away from the pelvis. Maybe placing your hands on the back side of your thighs for a little support. If you want more sensation in the hips, draw those heels in. And if you're not using your arms to support your legs, try bringing your arms overhead, elbows loosely bent. Create some nice length on the sides of our body. Just take a few breaths here. Relieving tension in the hips. Place in our body that often holds a lot of stress. So we'll take a few breaths here. Draw the knees together, placing feet flat to the mat. Arms down by your sides, and straighten the legs. Draw right knee in towards your chest into Appanasana, holding on below the knee, pulling thigh close to body, and flexing the feet. Take a few full breaths here. Maybe the eyes close as we wind down the practice. Gently release leg onto the mat. Left Left knee draws in, feet flex, thigh close to body. Gently release. Draw both knees in towards the chest. Give them a squeeze. Hold here, feet side by side. Slowly let the knees fall to the right side of the floor. All the way down. Arms at shoulder height, palms face up, and head turns to the left. If the eyes haven't been closed yet, now is the perfect time to do so. This is our last pose before our final resting pose. Draw knees to chest, let them fall over to the left, and head to the right. Slowly draw the knees back to center. Wrap your arms around the legs, pulling them close to the body. Slowly lift your head to meet your knees. Take a nice deep breath in, hold it at the top. Squeeze everything nice and tight, fingers, toes, face, legs, arms, everything. And as you exhale, release. Laying flat on your mat, separating legs and arms nice and wide. Toes fall out, palms face up, and eyes are closed. Relax heavily onto the mat. Take advantage of the stillness in your body. Just follow the natural pattern of your breath. With every inhale, we draw in positive energy. With every exhale, we release things in our body that no longer serve us. And to deepen your breath, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Welcome movement back into your body. Gently roll over to the right side of your body and take a moment of stillness on your side, perhaps using your arm as a pillow. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze low to the floor, slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. We'll end class with 3 cleansing breaths together as one, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll take a 4-count breath this time. So we'll breathe in through the nose for a count of 4 and out through the mouth for a count of 4. Start on an exhale, releasing all the breath in your body. Inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breath in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Last time, 2, 3, 4, and breath out, 2, 3, 4. Take a second to thank yourself and especially thank your body for getting you through this practice. I want to thank you for letting me lead you on your practice today. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope it was a great workout. I feel like it was a great workout, but all feedback is welcome. Please let me know what you thought about the class. I'd be happy to hear from you, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.